us about, it's a pretty powerful story about how having your daughter changed the way you felt about yourself.
Yeah, I was just talking to somebody about that the other day. I had, like I said, the agreements I made with the enemy all through my adolescence and early adulthood stayed with me up until I delivered
And those agreements were what?
Kaylee. Those agreements were that I was disgusting, ugly, and fat, and really should be ashamed of what I had let myself become, and that I should be covered. And I had moments where I felt okay about myself. I don't want to paint an unrealistic picture, but in those deep, dark times, shame was just very much a partner that I danced with on a daily basis over what I looked like and what I felt like, what I saw in the mirror. Any imperfection that would make itself known to my consciousness, shame is what mingled every day. And so when Kaylee was born, what pregnancy did was not good. It was not pretty. It wasn't pretty. I gained about 45 pounds with her, and it did not come off when she was born. I think 17 pounds came off when she was born, and I was left with the rest. And I had never felt worse about myself, but what I thought was good news was that that's okay. I wasn't thinking about me. Now I had this precious love that had my heart wrapped around her baby finger to think about, and I didn't have to think about me. But it was one day while Kaylee was still just tiny, and she was sleeping, and I took a shower while I could. I knew I was going to need to feed her. So I snuck in the shower, and I came out of the shower and stole a glimpse of myself in the mirror, and I was so heavy. The shame was so heavy over what I saw. The disappointment in myself was so big. And I remember putting on my nursing bra and putting on one of Sean's t-shirts, because I didn't even bother buying clothes for myself. I was so disgusted. I didn't even want to go through that process. I didn't even want to dress myself up. I just wore Sean's clothes. And so I put on a t-shirt and just didn't want to think about it. I went and got my baby. All the goodness was in my baby. I went and I got my baby and got myself in the nest that I created while I nursed in our bed. And I was nursing her, and the light was so pretty in the room, and her skin was like literally glowing. She was beautiful. Her little head and her little fingers all wrapped around this finger, and I just was looking at her and thinking, this is amazing. And even then, my prayer life was rich, and I was saying, Lord, she is so perfect. I cannot believe this life. You have given me this life. I love my husband. We have this beautiful baby girl, and look at her. She's beautiful. And in that moment, he said, yeah, and so are you. And everything that I've done and put in her, I did and put in you, and I did it on purpose. And I'm tired of you insulting my word. And he spanked me. I mean, he gave me a spanking that day, but he needed to. He was firm, but loving like he is. And he basically said, do you want your daughter to grow up and say the things about herself that you say about yourself? And of course, I mean, that choked me. That thought choked me. Like, how could she, this perfect baby, ever grow up and think anything negative about the beauty, the intense load of beauty that God has put in her? And he said, I put the same thing in you, and you better stand up in it. And I don't want to hear another insult about the work that I've done in you. From this day forward, you take care of what I've put in you. Be a good steward of it. And I mean, I was like, yes, sir. I mean, that day changed. Everything changed. I went out and I did buy clothes. I wasn't happy with where my body was, but I was going to take care of it until it came to where it needed to be. I did my hair. I put on lipstick. I looked in the mirror. I mean, I began to foster the beauty that he said that I had. I just practiced believing that I was beautiful. I just had to practice it and do the motions, and until I believed, yes, he did. He did make me beautiful, and I am his bride, and I am created to be just exactly what he created me to be. And I will not insult it, and in fact, I will display it because I am a display of splendor.
I love that.
And so that changed. From that day changed.
I'm so glad you heard that and were listening, because if not, I was thinking how you putting your own self down and how that affects a daughter when they hear that.
Exactly.
And so,
yeah. No, that was not going to happen.
Very clear. Thank you for sharing that. I've heard it before, but it still moves me every time I hear it.
Because it's from JC.
I think you even wrote a poem or something.
I did, yeah.
To your daughter.
I think it was more to moms. I think it was to moms because I think lots of moms can probably relate to that.
Sure.
And it was like an interruption for moms.
I hope that moms can hear that.
Yeah.